Hey guys, this is Panzer Dragon, and today I want to be talking about what are carry junglers and why you should play them. So I think the first question you're thinking would be, what is a carry jungler? So first off, let's talk about the attributes of a carry jungler, which is damage and mobility. You see, damage in a carry jungler is actually really critical. By having damage, your kill potential when ganking a lane is a lot stronger than an average jungler. And by having mobility, your presence around the map becomes really impactful. And with these two attributes, you can definitely carry early game easier than most other junglers. And since these champions have damage, they're really hard to duel and 1v1, and also are really good in small team fights. Oh, and two other things I forgot to mention was that their ganks have to be good, like lockdown and crowd control, and their masters have to allow them to go 21 in offense and 9 in defense. Alright, so the next question is, who are exactly the carry junglers? In no particular order, they are Vi, Elise, J4, Evelynn, Lee Sin, Nocturne, Aatrox, and Hecarim. I included Shaco and Master Yi because they can actually snowball in early game, but the only downfall about them is that they can't actually build tank and be useful in a team fight. They have to build straight damage to be somewhat useful. All the valued champions that I picked can actually build tank and not explode in a team fight. Oh, and also to the value junglers, you can still build some damage. I just don't recommend building full glass cannon, as you might explode in teamfights too, but the good side about them is that they got strong base damages, so you can build tanky and you'll still be doing some damage in teamfights. Anyways, let's look at all the junglers that I listed. These are all popular champs that people are using and are currently really good in our meta. And then now let's look at their attributes. All of these have damage and a lot of mobility, and a lot of their ganking power is actually really strong, so yeah. They all do suit what I described earlier of what a carry jungler is. Alright, so let's talk about the early objectives of a carry jungler. Alright, so pulling off successful ganks. A successful gank is one where you can actually get a kill off, not just blowing a flash or any of that, but getting a kill off. Unless you take advantage later of the fact that he has no flash, it will be considered as an unsuccessful gank. But yeah, this point means getting a lot of kills early game, so you can snowball the early game hard. The next point is, don't die. Yeah, well obviously, you don't want to die anytime in the game, right? But say you die and you don't get anything out of it, then this will put your mindset of a carry jungler into a more passive tank jungler, and it kind of disrupts your flow of thinking because you couldn't do as much as you could if you were on even foot with the enemy, and since you were behind since you died, so like you couldn't duel this champion because you're like 1 or 2 levels behind, and yeah, kind of self-explanatory. Alright, so the next attribute is snowballing lanes. I actually should have mentioned this earlier in the video, but I just kind of thought it up while making the video. So yeah, anyways, this one also associates with the pull off a successful gank. But yeah, anyways, if you actually killed a lane one time, the lane that you ganked for should be fine and should easily win his lane if he knows how to play his lane. So you don't have to babysit his lane more than once, unless you know that the enemy is just being stupid and you can actually get another gank because he didn't ward or something. But yeah, usually the enemy that you just killed should be at a disadvantage when laning against your guy. But obviously there's sometimes when that one lane keeps losing. If he really keeps losing after you snowballed him, then just concentrate on the other 2 lanes. And really the game is more like, well, 2 lanes won versus that 1 lane that lost. You're probably going to win that game. And the next point is breaking objectives. A good jungler will know when to break objectives and when he can get dragon and break towers and such. So if you have really good knowledge of breaking objectives, like when to hit the tower and like try and break it, or when to do dragon or baron, and you know, just good knowledge of shot calling, then yeah, you're gonna be a really good jungler. The next point is taxing lanes. Whenever they're not there and there's free farm for you, just take it. The more farm you get, the more items you'll have, and the more of an impact you can make around the map. And obviously, the more towers you have down, the more map control you're gonna have around the map. And the last point is destroying early game. All of these points that I listed out, which is what you want to get rid of, right? You want your team to go 5-0, have like 2 towers down, and have a bunch of map control. And with early game gone, and you snowball it really hard, the game should be really easy to take unless you throw. All of these points that I listed out will contribute to destroying the early game. Alright, so who are not carries and why? Alright, so Sejuani, Amumu, Zac, Cho'Gath, Nunu, Nasus, Rammus, and Nautilus. These are junglers who rely more on their teammates and team fights, since their AoE utility is really good for team fights, while carry jungler likes to fight a lot of skirmishes and small battles. Anyways, the reason I list Udyr as a maybe carry jungler is because Udyr can actually get quite out of hand if he gets ahead. The reason I'm saying maybe is because usually people go 0-21 9 or like 9-21 in Udyr, and you can't really go 21 offense in Udyr, so I don't know, I'm on the edge of both sides of Udyr. But you've seen those crazy Udyrs who are like 3-0 and just run around the map like crazy and like kill everything and tax everything and just like abuse the jungle, and he's really extremely mobile. Maybe it's just a peripheral reference that I don't like him because he can get easily kited, and I don't like that. But yeah, he can get really out of hand sometimes, so he's in the maybe section. But anyways, let's go on with the list of points. So most of these champions have to build tank. Since most of their kit doesn't really rely them on building damage, that means if you get a kill in Snowball, the most you can do is buy mobility boots, but that really won't increase your damage when you're ganking, since the only damage you're going to be getting is from gaining levels. And yeah, next point, they're weak duelists. Like, I mean, they can sometimes they can actually duel the other person, but they don't really have enough lockdown to finish them, or damage to finish the other jungler or whatever. And in solo queue, you want to get as much kills and objectives as you can, but most of the time people are concentrating on kills. Like an example of this is you'll never see a Sejuani getting a kill by herself 1v1ing someone, as even if she does win the trade, the enemy jungler can just walk away since she doesn't have enough damage or lockdown. Alright, so our final segment will be why play carry junglers over tank junglers. So remember, carry junglers, damage. Tank junglers, some damage. But carry junglers can build damage. And what can damage get you? Well, it can get you more kills. And what do kills get you? More objectives. So if you want to be a science geek, damage converts into kills, which convert into objectives. Second of all, this is a good way to determine your individual true skill. Say you're stuck in silver, and you think you're better than silver and deserve gold. Prove it by using these junglers. If you know and feel that you carried a game, good job. But if you see that maybe you died a few times or the enemy jungler did more than you, then okay, maybe you are in your elo. But you shouldn't be discouraged by this. Make your mentality into a way saying, so it is me who's sucking and doing bad. I want to improve. And then with this mentality, you can see that your mistakes you're pulling off in-game and analyzing what did I do wrong and just learning from your mistakes, and that's how you honestly get better. I still have this mentality because I still want to improve as a better jungler, and I'm always learning new things still when I'm playing my ranked game. But yeah, anyways, a great way to improve is to avoid deaths, like asking yourself how could I prevent that death, and just analyzing the situation, what you could have done to prevent that death. And okay, so next point is kills are more valued on carry junglers. So let's say a tank jungler like Maokai got a kill. It's pretty decent on him, he can buy more things, but it's still a tank jungler getting kill. It's not really that big of a deal. He can't really carry the game, he's gotta rely more on his team. But let's say Vi got it, you know that champion's gonna wreck if she comes into a lane, and she's gonna beat the crap out of you. And a good jungler will know how to snowball a game when he gets that kill. Anyways, that's the end of this educational video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a lot. And yeah, I think the purpose of this was I want my subscribers to be better junglers by playing these OP one-man army junglers. So I hope you guys start doing that. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.